obviously, when all they do is lie. This is wild stuff. Did we get a response from Michael? Because I seriously want to know what he meant. But as soon as I gave him the opportunity to respond, I saw nothing. He said, "Explain." Explain why you did something. I have no idea who you are, so I don't know how I'm going to explain. Nothing.
I don't see anything.
Michael, either answer right now. I'm just going to go back and block you from making something up. Because if you can't actually say what I did, then it looks like you were just trying to pretend.
Yeah, and again, if you were kicked yesterday, which means you were banned, we wouldn't be able to see your text right now. So. Oh, unless you made another account, yeah.
All right. You guys tell me if something from him pops up while I'm scrolling back to find his original complaint and then block him for.
I've got it to change. You know, Wish, there's that thing when you go to take something off her and she growls and pulls away. She was doing that. She was taking the toy to her.
Okay. This is your last chance. 4, 3, 2, gone. It's what you get, Michael. It's what you get. Next time, bring the receipts, buddy. Next time, bring the receipts.
Then tomorrow it'll be like, what?
He'll have an account named Bob or something like that. Bob will say, "Why did you block me? What's going on here?" I'll say, "What are you talking about?" He won't answer. Oh, what is this? So, guys, everything Dawo Verdania says is at best a misrepresentation, and then you look and go, "Oh, can you explain the Christian dilemma?" They don't know basic terminology, like Dawa Verdania doesn't know basic terminology, like how textual critics use corruption, and it's just like this big bowl of ignorance and deception is what you get served up in Dawa, and they love it. It's never, "Hey, why don't we be truthful and why don't we learn?" Never that situation. What is this religion? Religion values ignorance and deception above all else.
I mean, just the arrogance of just like going into an area of specialization and just assuming that you can, it's like, I don't know, just an example off the top of my head that I thought of was like, let's say that I spoke Arabic, but I didn't really know much about Islam at all, and I saw that Muhammad talked about like the 7 uplifts, right? And if I just spoke Arabic, but I didn't really understand that no one knows what that means. In Arabic, I would think uplift just means letters, and so I think, oh, okay, so there's 7 letters, because that's literally what the word means. Like that's literally what uplift means. It means letters, but that's not what it means.
Yeah, that's another
That's another, right? That's an equivocation. So it's like the idea that he just thinks he can just go into an area of specialization, which Bruce Metzger, as far as I know, maybe that wasn't possible, I'm not sure, but it's like you'd have to read it to see what he means by the words that he says, and he just like assumes like, oh no, I know what it means, and he's gonna, or maybe he's intentionally misrepresenting what it means. I don't know. He could be a liar. But in either case, the idea that you just go into an area where it takes like time to learn the terminology and things like that, and you can just assume definitions of words and then make videos about that without even fact checking. Like,
that's why he's really the only one doing something so short.
yeah,
And that's
so,
why our live streams are hour long. This actually comes from knowledge about the subject.
And you do deep dive. There's a lot you can say on these issues. You go through lots of sources and so on. That's a perfect illustration. Hey, we speak in one to 3 minute. We speak in 1 to 3 minute videos, and we say a bunch of completely false things, and never care.
Yeah, it's not. And it's not surprising, the ignorance and the deception, because they follow a Egyptian man, and their God is American. So what do we else do?
oh yeah.
Yeah, this is good. Someone, we have some super chats. Wanted to zoom through these because someone's actually responding to some of what you're saying here. But yeah, go ahead.
I just thought of another example. So, some years ago, when Jordan Peterson was just like making his like rise to fame, and he was becoming more popular, they put him in a debate with William Lane Craig, who's a professional philosopher, and then they put him in, I forget the woman's name, she was also a female professional philosopher, and so they just threw Jordan Peterson in the mix. So you have like 2 professional philosophers, and then you have Jordan Peterson, and they were arguing about, it's to God and things, and like, and because the atheist philosopher used the term transcendental, Jordan Peterson thought that she meant, oh, so you believe in like a higher power or something, like so you believe in God or something, like, so because what I'm trying to say is that he didn't understand what she meant by that, so William Lane Craig had to kind of like sit him down and explain, no, this is what the transcendental argument is. You should actually believe in. So the point is, what I'm saying is, you can't just assume definitions when you're going into areas of specialty, right? You can easily, you can, like, there are words that we use on an everyday level that don't mean that when, like, let's say, like in medicine or in, you know, engineering or whatever, like any field, you might use the same word, but it has a completely different meaning in a different field, right?
Yeah, like for example, superficial structure is something that is closer to the surface rather than internal. The word superficial in English means completely something completely
Right,
different.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and so another example here would be libertarian.
Oh yeah.
A libertarian in politics is something completely different than a libertarian in philosophy. And so, if you heard someone saying, "I'm a libertarian," you'd have to actually, and you didn't know who this person was, you'd have to say, "Hey, what do you mean? Are you talking about in a political sense or in a philosophical sense?" Because they mean completely different things. So, yeah, and the amazing part is that when you call these guys for something, when you're like, "Hey, you need to pay attention," you don't know what you're doing here. They just don't care. They don't care. It's not, "Oh, okay, yeah, thank you for enlightening me. I will try to stop misusing this term." There's none of that. They'll keep misusing the term because they don't care.
Yeah.
Strange stuff. Take a couple of these real quick. D Wood late because he hanging out with Mike Winger. Ha ha, yeah. Hanging out with Hitler too. Momo's Highway. Momo's a highway. I'm gonna zoot him on. Anyway, you see, David must become based orthodox like AP, then he will no longer be late. What are you talking about? AP's late all the time. Why do you say my book's been changed? Oh, that's the song. Why do you say my book's been changed? Unfortunately, I don't think the Dawa guys even have the option of conceding anything. This is their livelihoods. They also face shunning from their communities. Yeah.
100%, yeah.
Again, we saw it. We saw what happened. Sheikh Yasser Qadi lied to them for years, and it's a family tradition. His dad, Mazar Qazi, was one of the people who spread the myth of perfect preservation in his book 110 Miracles of the Quran or whatever. He spread the myth of dot for dot, letter for letter perfect preservation. He said you will not find one letter's difference between any two Qurans. Yasser Qadi said that in his popular video for the Why Islam campaign and so on. So Yasser Qadi spread it just like his dad. And then eventually, so Yasser Qadi was living double lives. He's living, here's what he's saying to the popular Muslim audience, where you have to lie to them or they'll blast you. Here's what you have to say when you're among what he calls students of knowledge or scholars or something like that. You have to be aware of the fact of textual variants and so on. And so that's the situation there. Is he was living a double life, and he got called by Muhammad Hijab to state what the actual reality is, and that put Sheikh Yasser Qadi in a difficult position. If he says, yep, perfect dot for dot preservation, he's going to be exposed as a deceiver to the scholars and the students of knowledge. If he says, yes, we have tons of textual variants and so on, and we don't know what to do with this, and we can't figure this out, then he's in trouble with the Ummah, and so he tried to shut it down. Please don't ask me this. Please, please, I'm begging you, we should not be talking about this right now. Please, 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 please. And that is the holes in the narrative interview. But that's what's going on. Which is weird. They don't care. So yeah, if you concede something, you're doomed. Your dawa is doomed. Love you guys, D-Wood, Jai, DOC, and the chat. Good. Is al-haq actually just derived from ad hoc? That's funny. I'm screenshotting that. Yeah, there's a reason al-haq